Hello and welcome everyone. It's time for some more Wiki 3 again. After a whole week of just grinding Neo, we're doing something more economic, but yeah, we are here again and we have Agonia with us.
Hey.
She is recovering.
Yeah.
We have Zeb.
Hello.
We have Lena.
Hello.
And we have Ruben.
Hello.
So yeah, hope everyone is feeling well and yeah, we can just I need to start doing some stuff here. Okay. Yeah.
So you haven't done your stuff yet?
No, because I'm still...
So when we were chatting and we were all here, you were just kind of sitting there listening and not doing stuff.
No, she was doing stuff.
Yeah, I was doing stuff.
She's getting the German Coke. Don't remember the name.
Fritz Cola.
Fritz Cola.
That should... I mean... Yeah, it's not a thing yet. I know.
I will get my prints later.
Hello, Cam Helio. Welcome. Yeah, playing a lot again. Okay, so wait a second. What do I need to do again? Cotton, coal, textile. Guns and artillery.
Well, and I and Ruben have still to debate what of Persia he apparently needs that much. If it's oil, then I say no, you already have the Arabian Peninsula, basically.
Real.
Yeah, then you don't need
it's more I want to connect up with India.
With India, then you just conquer Burma or Sindh.
No, I mean it's like have a land border around the whole Persian Gulf.
Oh, that's what you want.
You own Oman. Oh.
I could
Yeah.
probably, as soon as I absorb Persia, just release them to you.
I think I prefer to conquer the bits on my own.
Sure.
Like it's just Fars, Arabistan, and kind of the bit owned by sort of Hormuz side. Like the whole
hey,
anything
Hamcoats.
more of that you
Welcome.
can take.
Yeah,
So you can still have your route to
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Right,
fine
yeah.
with that, generally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Question though. Do
It's
you
just
want
the
to generally
states.
start?
yeah, we can from
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for you.
Do you need the cola open first?
Yes, I need to open my cooler.
Every Friday there is Fritz Cola, the cola of virtual imperialism. We're not sponsored yet. Maybe.
One day.
Yeah, welcome. I mean, this week I streamed like
No,
every day.
we wanted
so-
to start.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Good, thank you. Oh yeah, right. I remember. I am subjugating the Swiss.
Nice.
Because somebody had to.
Eidgenossen turning into Beigenossen. Oh, God, that one was bad. I know. Okay.
Oh, I didn't see where it actually started. Oh,
Is that?
I know. It just didn't click in my head.
Okay.
Switzerland. Huh? Switzerland wants Baden. Oh my god, the borders.
I mean, they might want Baden, but They won't get
Yeah.
Baden.
Yeah, no, they won't get it. But like, I'm just imagining Switzerland with Baden. That would be a very funny border.
Ironically, Baden is a pretty good.
It's a pretty strong country, yeah.
It's a pretty strong country, yeah. Especially if you conquer Switzerland.
Auden is Switzerland's hat, so.
Yeah,
What's
with a big feather in it.
Maybe
Wait,
Switzerland.
hold on. Does Baden being owned by Switzerland make it a pickle helm?
Maybe.
That's I guess. What's my favorite album?
Oh,
Ooh.
and if you give it Tyrol along with Baden, it becomes a fish.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I have some favorites, like for example, when it comes to music albums. Yeah, I mean, okay. So, like, honestly, just off the top of my head, some of the, in no order, like three of the three albums I like the most from generally bands would be like, for example, TNT, like the first album from AC/DC. Then I'm actually like struggling. Do I like 21st Century Breakdown or American Idiot more from Green Day? They're both
Okay.
great. Also, I love
I
that.
feel like
Anybody-
American Idiot has aged better.
It's okay. Actually, I would dispute that. 21st Century Breakdown is also really good. I just think people just don't know the good songs from that. Like everyone knows 21 Guns, but Know Your Enemy, for example, not really. Know Your Enemy is great. They had some really
I
good songs on that
understand where
one.
you're coming from. I still think that it's aged better.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like when I think about it, it's like I like 21st Century Breakdown and I listen to it a lot, and I think it has some really good songs. But yeah, when we talk about songs that stick out, American Idiot has American Idiot, Holiday, Wake Me Up When September Ends. It's like, oh wow,
Yep.
yeah, wait, that's the
Anybody want to fuck up Russia?
Why?
I'm waiting to buy Alaska from them, so
They're
I'm
taking.
gonna hold off for a moment.
They only
They're
went.
attacking Japan.
Yeah, they only want to open the market.
They're only opening the market. It doesn't matter.
Now they want to
If
humiliate
anything,
you.
it's a good thing. Oh, yep.
well. Now it got personal. So that's that's two. Oh boy.
Also, I am still in the middle of my war with Mexico. It's not like it's a hard war or anything like that, but still,
It will take its time.
yes.
They're invading St. Petersburg again. Oh, we're back down. Boo.
Did you not
Boo.
mobilize fast enough?
No.
Because that's what it would do. Is if you don't mobilize fast enough, then
I just like the last one is a bit hard, so I just throw in Linkin Park Meteora. If people are going like, what? Linkin Park? Yeah, Meteora is a great album. Shut up. Linkin Park made 2 amazing albums, and now it's a shame. God damn it.
What happened with them?
They got a new lead singer, and she's a hardcore Scientologist. So, whoopsie.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like you were like, oh hey, good choice for vocals. And then people were like, I'm sorry, Linkin Park just became a milkshake duck, and like, oh, I hate this. Like the old songs, that's just they stick. you know. I also thought about, like, I mean, I was like, should I throw something from Dire Straits? The problem is just, there are a lot of bands I like songs from, but a lot of the songs are, you know, from, you know, their great songs are always on different albums, but like, okay, Michael Jackson Thriller is also on there, like, holy shit, that one is a 10 out of 10 album.
Oh, I got the Ripper. It's the leader of the Devout.
Do we have... Oh, what?
I mean, it makes sense.
Adelaide.
Ripping up ladies in order to prove his faith, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I think I figured out what was happening with the crashes before. So switching to Vulcan then seemed to fix any like the issues because even on the
Yeah.
single player, I was having issues with DirectX 11.
On some systems, Vulkan just makes everything better.
Because people suck. Like, here's the thing. I know this is like... Belgium wishes to join Baguette International. I need more people in my power block, actually. What do the Netherlands say about that? What does Germany say about that?
I personally don't care much.
Well, let me see what's here. What's
Silent
Belgium.
Friends is good friends, otherwise I'm taking Alsace-Lorraine back.
Yeah. I guess then hello Belgium. I can still expel them, so. How lovely.
I can't start the play against Belgium right now because it says Russia is likely to join Belgium. And, no, I'm not fighting Russia.
I kick them out later maybe, but for now, please give me more mandates. I mean, there's probably a mixture of it's easier. Like, here's the thing: a lot of people disliked Linkin Park before, but also I think a lot of people just
Ruben, since you're taking my easy access to Persia for now, I like to renegotiate a treaty that we both gain military access.
Sure. Well, I'm happy to help you invade Persia as well. So.
Yeah, because you had already
Sure, yeah.
military access and just...
like there's this thing that's just there's definitely a hint of misogyny going on. You know, women does something is worse than, or, you know, people care more about it than when guy does it, and like, yeah, Tom Cruise should get fucked.
Not in the fun way.
Yes. And it's like,
Do you want
That was the
to?
whole point of his cult.
yeah, it's like, I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, I never watched them, but like, I think a lot of people just, like, there was a whole machinery to just tell people it's not a big deal, and yeah, and I think a lot of people don't even know anymore nowadays that he is in Scientology. And that's depressing. That's like really depressing. You know? But yeah. It's still funny that my mentions get obliterated. Yeah, a funny thing happened here in Germany recently because a lawsuit from last year came to an end because turns out a super rich family fumbled to dodge taxes. Yeah, because basically old guy wanted to make, the typical thing of, I'm just putting everything in a fund and then technically I'm not leaving anything behind, but they technically still have access to the money, but the fund was not ready when he, bit the dust, so Rebozo. So they were like, hey, you gotta pay taxes like the normal people now. And they were like, no, we don't want to. Then the courts were like, yes, you will. And now they paid their normally owned amount of inheritance tax, which is over 4 billion euros.
Woo.
Yes.
They really goofed up there.
Yeah. It's like, it like, and it just really makes you think about like, wow, this is like the actual amount of money that are lost from rich people dodging taxes, like in one fell swoop.
Well,
4 billion.
mostly in terms of like inheritance tax specifically, which
It is the case of right
which
now,
is
but they're still
one-off.
dodging a lot of taxes in the normal regular taxes.
I mean, well, you can complain to the Netherlands and Ireland to a degree, so they've changed certain stuff about things like that as well, and Liechtenstein.
That's
I mean,
the-
technically, you guys could just invade Liechtenstein.
always confused me how people who stand to inherit like 10k will die in the hill of opposing inheritance tax. Like, here's the thing. I do get it to a degree, but like this is one of those it's one of those obvious things of like, inheritance taxes are fine for rich people. Like the people, they paid 4 billion and they're still billionaires. They're not, poor. They're still rich as fuck. This didn't put even a mild dent into their wealth. And it's still so much. But like, there were like plans, for example, to give, it was called Kindergrundsicherung. So basically, the state would give every family, per child they have, a certain amount of money every year, like every month, so that just children are covered, that they wouldn't go poor. This inheritance tax covered the proposed cost by 166%.
Is that in a permanent basis or just the 1 year?
Permanent. I think it was set up for 10 years or so, and this will have covered it.
So it's a 10-year cover. Okay.
Yeah, 10-year coverage, one-time payment. Just think about that.
I mean, technically, 4 billion in the scale of the German economy is actually relatively small.
I mean, that is probably the irony here, that because money is fake, technically we can just do more debt, because something like
To a degree.
Kindergrundsicherung would actually help so much boost the economy, because here's the thing, who are like really good customers in capitalism? Children. Like, who wants to buy new shit and eat stuff all the time? It's children. Oh, well, no, and who doesn't do that? Poor children. Oh boy, I sense something to do there. But no.
I mean, also the people, the largest, marginal propensity to spend is people on the lower side of the income, because
Yeah.
like where does all their income go? It goes straight out to like food and living expenses,
Yeah.
and,
As
rather than like
at a
being
certain
saved away.
threshold, the lower you go, the better it is. Like your money is for the economy more worth, because it doesn't get
Well,
just
it's spent fast. Rather
yeah,
than
it's not
just
sitting
in
around.
savings.
Like
or,
if you're like
Yeah.
really really rich, Like, not you earn a lot, but you earn a shit ton. At that point, you're economically less worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, it's more that the speed of money. So, like, how fast your money goes into like transactions and stuff. I can't remember the exact term for it, but that's sort of
in the
thing,
end,
yeah.
if you reach a certain point of richness, you will tend to accumulate more money.
Yeah.
And this money will mostly not do much.
Yeah, because you can't spend it. And
Unless you're Trump, which somehow you can make a.
oh no, you just lose it. He just loses it.
Still spending.
How the fuck do you lose money on a casino?
You're Trump. I guess.
God.
But yeah, no. What I want. The thing is, the stuff of like inheritance 10K. It's just like the levels for inheritance tax should definitely be raised, because like there are so many people who have to pay inheritance tax, and it sometimes costs them more than what they could get out of that. It's like, again, inheritance tax is something that really, like, the really rich can shoulder without without blinking, but they dodge it. While the lower you go, the more it just sucks for people, and I get that, because most people you're like, oh, but they leave behind the house. Yes, but like not everyone is rich as fuck, and it's just sometimes it's just this thing of it's one of those laws that definitely should get a rework, but more in the sense of the rich people should pay more. Also, hey, Seraph, the commerce is going really well. I am building up my empire.
You do?
I do.
You do.
I
But
have
get
designer
into-
clothes.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Also, that's actually an interesting thing. Like, how's it called? Wiki 3 is a game that would literally not work if those virtual simulated people wouldn't pay their taxes. Like,
It would work, but it would work differently.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
We have-
Imagine... What?
Well, we do have tax waste, but yeah.
Yes, but that's like unrealized taxes and stuff. But
Yeah.
in general, it's not even that it's
even
taxes. It's more like
Yeah.
everyone spends all their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything keeps circulating. Nobody hoards.
So technically, Victoria 3 is kind of utopian at that point.
It is. Like, holy shit, is Victoria 3 utopian? Like, I'm privatizing all my fucking industries, and it's gonna make me money.
And you do not even get a revolution.
Yeah!
I mean, technically, when they privatized everything in the 80s and 90s, there wasn't a revolution either.
Fair point, but imagine France from one year to the next said everything is now privatized. Like, it took a bit of time.
True, given the French. Yeah.
Hey, it's iron,
I
copper,
mean, it's not
nickel,
like
man.
everything automatically ends up being privatized. They end up being they start
Sold.
they start being able to be sold.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you all doing? But yeah, that's the irony. Wiki 3 is just a game that inherently has to work by everyone playing by the basic rules of capitalism, else it was, you couldn't, like, here's the thing, else you would need to basically make a whole apparatus to, like, first of all, if you'd, if you actually made it so that rich people dodge taxes, the best way to handle that would either,
So, Ruben,
you know,
Yep.
I'm starting my play.
Okay.
okay, would be like, staying absolute monarchy so you can just have the thumb on them, or you go full communism because, or, you have stuff like, that you actually have to have your law enforcement and secret home affairs up to the max because else the rich people would just do shit all the time. You need to, keep constantly observing them. Stuff like that. I once played the government syndic. Really
I
want
think Lena wanted to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Might be.
Ruben, would you want to make a deal for foreign investment rights? Because I got a lobby opportunity from about that.
No thanks.
Okay, then I'll decline it. Anyway,
What?
continue.
What the hell was that
Yeah.
government sim?
I just need to. Ruben, you need to kind of join then if you want to. Oh yeah, Hormuz. Yeah, that was part of the deal.
It's like you go and have like, oh hey, there are only laundromats in this country, and everyone is happy working at the laundromat, and the rest of the world is like, we do not need to wash our own clothes anymore. We all just ship it to this one country, and the
We
whole.
need to take over Russia. Sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Ah,
Do you need help on your Western front, or
I probably can manage.
The classic.
you manage? Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not as built up as this one.
One of those, yeah. There was one of those that I played for a while. I forget what it was called. It was kind of
Flash
interesting.
games were like the shit.
It wasn't the one I played wasn't even Flash. It was just like web HTML based. It was it was interesting, and there was a big RP community around it as well.
God, I remember back in the day, I played a lot of games on the web because. I mean, hey.
I would hop on like Armor games every day after school.
Yes.
For me, it was Miniclip, ironically. Like, everyone had,
Yeah.
there's this one site you got introduced to. Miniclip and Nitro. Nitro had some really good pixel art games. Holy shit. I'm still surprised. Like, apparently they're still making games. I'm like, I'm surprised they haven't switched to actually making pixel-based, games sold on Steam. Because they had some really good ones.
Miniclip was good. I played I got to it a little late, but I played so much on Congregate. I got to that in the early 2010s, I think. That was my Flash game haunt.
Yeah. I do find what was really interesting, the time where Flash games started doing stuff with 3D. I still remember there was one, before that you had stuff like... Okay, so remember how there were a lot of food, quote-unquote, simulation stuff? You ran a pizzeria or burger stuff?
Yeah, Papa's everything.
Oh god, they even had Papa Louie with the pizza strikes back. That was actually a pretty good jump and run. Again, one of those things where why didn't they port it to why didn't they sell it on Steam? I'd play that again. So it was a weird one. Oh god, I remember when Obama came to power and then someone made a Flash game that George Bush was kicked out and he just opened a hot dog stand because what else to do with his career now? The 2000s were a weird time.
Yeah.
I still remember Bush shootout.
Oh no! Oh god, yes! Oh shit! Okay, you know what? I love the fact that no matter where we are on the world, we can all bond of the same weird Flash games from the 2000s. We're like, oh yeah, Bush shootout. This clearly doesn't have any weird undertones. No. But at least a few have been made into
What was it?
seniors. I need to check.
Was shootout basketball or
No,
mixing it
shooting terrorists attacking the White House.
Oh, okay.
You know that the weird undertones that children just played.
It's quite literally terrorists attack the White House. Bush starts out in the Oval Office and shoots his way out of the building to the front lawn, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
hilarious. That's a hilarious progression, by the way.
That's very
Where you're
2000s.
going from like one of the
Yeah,
more
actually.
secure zones, and you're just like going out of the secure area
Oh,
in order to.
Room,
Like,
you didn't
yeah.
hell Persia. My people couldn't even come there.
Wait, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I will naval invade very soon after I take out Sind, because that's
Sure. You do that first.
Yeah.
terrible timing.
I need to take out Russia anyway.
I was trying to naval invade another country at the same time you're starting the plane, but okay.
I have total separation.
Nice. If you have been made this, you know what? Let's take a look.
It's interesting to some degree. Like state religion gives you authority. Okay, I get that. To enforce state religion, you need some authority. Freedom of conscience is a weird one in general. Total separation, I think that technically also requires authority.
I would, yeah. So this is my stance on it. So state atheism should give you 200. State religion should give you 200. I think total separation should give you 100 and reduce acceptance for religious traits. In fact, there should be no acceptance for religious traits. Freedom of conscience should have an increase to acceptance from religious traits and not have the authority, or have like 50 to authority or something.
I mean that total separation gives acceptance to every religion in general. Technically makes sense since,
Yes,
the state
but-
is neutral on the matter of religion. Technically.
Yeah, but like,
Yes.
I actually looked. They have two, but it's not a fun platformer, sadly. Oh god, but yeah, the Bush shooter that was. It's just really shitty Metal Wolf Chaos. Let's just be real here.
I'm going to try to impose proportional taxation.
Fixing economy, not being the creation of a totalitarian dictatorship challenge impossible. That's it. That's it. You all dodged too many taxes. Fuck you. No more rights. I mean, I am. The industrialists are marginalized. How the fuck did I manage to do that?
You didn't build much.
I am building a lot.
You have 100 willpower. This is nothing.
You are super Germany. Shut up.
I think probably even Zeb has more. And he started with America.
I have 185, and I have more land for building. I just don't have the. I'm expanding other industries first before I do more construction.
Yeah. But damn it.
Norway doing?
Yeah, old Flash games. Those were like weird, but fascinating. I still remember one that was like one of the first 3D ones, and it's like it's just very simple. It's like, oh, you just have to drive perfectly away from like people chasing you. But it was actually really tight in like how to play it, and it wasn't easy. Like you had to almost play perfectly. Like that was like, oh yeah, they just had one run, so they basically made like an arcade, restart from the beginning thing. But it was actually pretty cool. And then someone later made one that was basically a small open world, and you had to deliver milk all the time. but the milk bottles were like, you had like a flatbed truck, and the milk was like in the back, and you had to actually see, you have to drive on time, but you were not allowed to, if they bumped around too much, the milk could break.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and the cool part was, because it was always the same map, you could learn it, but like on Sundays we're like, sorry, you can't go the easy route, so you're like, okay, that means I have to go through the farm area. And then you had all the, typical, well, the tractors go drive back out of the field and into the field again and out of the field. It's like, yeah, this was a bit gamey, but it was pretty cool actually. Like, yeah. There were good ones there. And then some of the stuff you could play online actually got. And then it got ridiculous. Like, I still remember Rexona making a whole game about running away from a bull. And it was like a weird platformer, but like you had multiple endings, like you had multiple ways you could progress through it. That was interesting.
I'm really not a fan of this whole exploration mini game.
I mean, it's useless anyway, isn't it?
It's required for me to get the for the Oregon territory dispute thing. I think there's a couple of other ones where it makes a difference, but at least for the U.S., you have to do Western Frontier.
Honestly, it would actually be a lot funnier if they just made it the Oregon Trail as a minigame. Just,
it would probably be possible to code that in the UI.
it would be, and it would be
It
actually
wouldn't
kind
be.
of.
I don't think it would be legal though.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, who owns the Oregon Trail?
Atari, I think, owns Oregon Trail.
I mean, it might. You could do it as a mod,
Probably.
or like I mean, they never do that officially. But if they did, they could also just do it like generic serial numbers filed off style.
Yeah.
Ruben, you don't care if I take over Zulu, do you?
Oh, you bought cyanide.
Yes.
Oh well. I was going to try doing that, but oh well.
You can get that as well, as long as you're friendly to me. Isn't that nice?
Oh, fun.
Ruben?
Yeah?
You don't mind if I take over
Yeah,
Zulu?
do whatever you want to, Zulu. Who cares?
Yeah, I think that was already last stream.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, they said so last time.
Yeah, I know. Like, just.
Do whatever you want to Zulu. Who even cares anymore? Fuck Zulu.
Kinda.
Normal things to be said by the British. Do whatever you want to Zulu. Evil Simulator. But yeah,
My new president is Paul Blart Mall Cop.
What?
I'd be dangerous.
What?
Well, his last name isn't Blart.
Okay,
it's
but-
Paul, but still.
Oh,
It says Paul, your new president. So
yeah, it would be very funny if his last name was Blood.
Moody.
oh, and I have Lincoln, which I surprisingly have not gotten Lincoln in a long time.
Was he just chilling in the park?
I think so.
1852 soon coming to an end, but when will you start sending convicts to Guyana? Not.
Working on that.
I don't.
Well, not Guyana. I'm working on the El Salvador part.
God damn it, Zep.
He loves low speed.
Any faster, I would get sync issues. 3 is
I
fine.
know, it's just this game. Why can't then networking or
Because it's
syncing with multiplayer be faster?
probably because it's a lot of data.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but not much to be done.
And this is why we have nice topics to talk about. This, if any, by the way,
Colonialism.
yeah, if anyone actually has anything to talk about, chat, you can bring it up. So this one is open.
Speaking of colonialism, I need to go get my Fritz.
They so will not like us for that.
Interesting. West Preußen used 10 more trade capacity right now than they could have.
Ooh. So, a little bit more income. Nice. What's your opinion on D&D 5th edition versus Pathfinder 2nd edition? DSR is better. Standing here for the German systems. Hurrah! Hurrah! I mean, here's the thing. I think the biggest problem is basically 5th edition is a badly written system. Like, not badly written in the sense that the rules are bad. It's more in the sense of they just left shit out. And I said this before, like, there are like crucial core aspects that D&D fundamentally is built around that should have been mentioned in how the game should be structured, but 5th edition just doesn't do that. You know, if you actually take all of that into consideration, and, you know, it has some problems, like, for example, two-handed fighting is just badly designed, period. It could have been easily fixed, but I don't think they ever did that. Or, you know, actually said there were rules. It's not a bad system, because it's still D&D 3rd edition light. Meanwhile, Pathfinder is like, I think it has the other problem, like, it does explain things better, but also, it is so overloaded in certain ways that it's not as fluid to play. It's not a bad system, you know, they do things differently, but I think they both do things badly in their own way. So, yeah. But also, like, they're both still D&D. It's just two different forks of 3rd edition, basically. But then again, Pathfinder is the one with the brighter future, because here's the thing. 5th edition...
Wizards of the Coast sucks.
Yeah. And I know people are like, oh, you know, the designers left for Daggerheart, and, you know, the stuff I saw of Daggerheart, and the fact that no one is really talking about Daggerheart, except the few people that are really into Critical Role, is like, yeah, sorry, that system is not going to take off a lot.
And I have to say, I really dislike Critical Role. Not necessarily because it's a bad show or anything, but because it is kind of responsible for a lot of misconceptions.
Yeah. But people thought how TTRPGs are supposed to be played versus how, you know. But, I mean, the irony here is more like, I think Pathfinder is just a system of the future. Because, yeah, as Lena said, Wizards of the Coast suck. Period. And they have given up. Like, I can point out, I do not mind a remaster of an old system. I actually applaud that. Like, for example, again, I like Das Schwarze Auge. That's like, I'm German. It's the system I really grew up with. And basically, I like 4.1. 4.1 is just hard to get. I have the old books, but they remastered them and, re-released them. And that's good. I think this is good, bringing back old books and having them available, because some people will like 5th edition, some people will like 4.1. And you can still get boxes with all the content from... okay, wait, I need to ask this. Egypt wants me to join the Ottoman war against the Ottoman Empire, and I would get Tripolitania for that. Is anyone against that?
Apparently nobody. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I need to attack Libya.
Okay.
You can go for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
What
look
the
at the play, all the countries against.
What the fuck happened here?
I'm also not in the play, so
East Indian Company sided with them.
Yeah.
With whom?
That's what happened.
Oh, with...
ah.
Oh. Ow. Well,
Well, yeah. If you want to take something from East India Company, this is your chance.
I can't. I already have something. So...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was promised Tripolitania, so I'm just gonna grab this one really quickly.
Well, that's even within our agreement earlier, so.
Yeah. Well, no. This is this would constitute a potential player war if you wanted. So, like, Ruben, if
Potentially.
you wanted to get involved on behalf of...
Oh no, I'm talking about
The Ottoman
Tripolitania
Empire.
because remember that was the line between like East and West.
Oh, yes,
Africa.
yes. That was the...
Yeah.
That was the agreement.
Yes.
Well, it would just be a subject, so yeah, who cares? Yeah, but that's the thing. As I said, it's a shit company. And
Wait, hold on. The agreement line, was that...
That was Tripolitania, straight down south.
Who gets Tripolitania? Was that Nya or was that you?
Yeah,
Okay. I was a little confused with the...
anything west of Egypt.
Oh, okay. Egypt was the border. Got it. All good.
No, you're not. No, you're not getting me to join Ottomans.
But yeah, I mean, also there's a crucial thing, like, and I know this is like this probably sounds a bit harsh, but like, 5th edition was already made by the 4th edition leftovers, and the reason why I would say I don't have a lot of trust in D&D going forward is that those people basically set up to make a new edition. And here's the thing, when the first playtests came out, I had my opinions on 6th edition. I will not call it 1D&D, even though they tried to push that. It was 6th edition, okay? And here's the thing. You really felt that 6th edition was basically their go at doing 4th edition again. But this time maybe a bit better. And
I mean, I don't really know 4th edition, but I'd say that's probably a valid thing.
it's
that
a
they
fine
would want
thing.
to do.
I didn't mind the idea of, oh hey, we just had like, we're condensing spell lists into like just 3, and depending which class or subclass you have, you take a different one. Like, I was like, that's an idea. I had my problems with the bard definitely being pushed into a healer role, like that felt gamey, but again, 4th edition tried to appease to the MMO crowd, so but also, like, again, they did, it was their own thing. don't know if it would have been good. I think there were some rule changes that were kind of stupid because, and they were the writing on the wall because they were, for example, like, oh yeah, now we just have critical fails and successes because people were playing like that anyway. And I just sit there being like, hey, just because people are too fucking dumb to read the rules or understand why critical fails and successes on skill checks are bad, like legitimately bad design and do not lend to good gameplay. And even if Baldur's Gate 3 just did that as well, even though it's just flat out wrong, that's not how the rules work. Why the fuck did you choose that? That's just like, oh yeah, people were doing it anyway, so we just changed the rules to... No, but then the thing happened. They made the 6th edition by committee, aka they listened to a crowd of idiots. And I know this is sounding harsh, but I'm sorry. Most people online that say they like 5th edition and don't understand the rules are idiots. And literally every single thing they said should be changed was just make it more like 5th edition. That was legitimately how this whole thing, just happened. And it's so stupid because they went from having a system, or at least ideas of a system that would have made it unique, and I could be like, okay, maybe I like some stuff about that, we'll see. Again, going more into like a, easier to play version of 4th edition, not my cup of tea, but interesting.
Ruben?
Yeah.
Peace deal.
Sure. Wait, what?
You should have gotten
What
it.
did I know? Yeah, I should have.
Both were, if not, well, why? Both were active.
Wait, hold on. Did something happen with the Wargold?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think I've mentioned this before. If there is a war goal involving the transfer of puppets and
There was no transfer of puppets, just making
It was
a
a
puppet.
state, conquer state.
just releasing,
No, it was, I wanted to puppet Persia, I got that, but Ruben should have gotten Persian Hormuz.
so
You could
that-
transfer state.
Yeah, hopefully.
it's not just transferring puppets; it's also puppeting.
It's puppet and land, I'm
So
guessing.
war goals are broken whenever you puppet a country alongside, or transfer a puppet alongside conquering any of their land. I don't know why, but I've tested this and it's reliably broken. If you are puppeting,
Okay.
you should not waste time on taking
So
territory from them.
any puppet interaction doesn't work with conquering.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Then-
I'm pretty sure that that's a bug. I don't know if the devs know about this.
Probably.
They probably do. But basically, you can't do any war goals that don't involve. So if you're doing any war goals that involve puppeting, you cannot do any other war goals.
Okay, then that's a
And
bug.
I know for sure that the conquering ones don't work, even if it's on other. I think often even if it's on other countries. But I'm pretty sure that it also breaks all other war goals as well, aside from the puppet one, protectorate one.
Okay. So shall we continue then?
So yeah,
We can, sure.
But yeah, that's the thing. They started changing the system to be more and more like 5th
Did you
edition.
transfer her moves, or are you okay with that?
Sure. If you can draft a treaty or attack it, I will just back down. And...
Can you not do the trade states, or
Can we?
she doesn't own it directly, so trade states won't work.
okay.
I think if as a protectorate she could, but yeah.
Truce. So okay, yeah, gonna have to wait a wee bit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is that they just changed 6th edition more and more, and until they just given up. And now they just re-released 5th edition. And just, oh, slightly better written 5th edition. Cool. You lost. You lost the whole fucking plot. There's nothing interesting about 5th edition anymore. Like, here's the thing. When I look at what they did, like, I think in the beginning, 5th edition had some pretty good beginnings, okay? Like, I think, you know, some of the early stuff was good. Not everything was good. They, at least their adventures, like, you know, in the beginning they had stinkers and they had some good stuff, and then it just became only stinkers. I'd say, yeah, like, you know, if you want to play a D&D system nowadays, it's basically go for Pathfinder. Simply because it's a system that is managed by people that care. Like, what was the last good source book in 5th edition? That's a serious question. What do you think was the last good source book in 5th edition? And what was the last good published adventure module in 5th edition? And you have to go years back, half a decade back, to be like, oh wait, yeah, that one was good. And you will basically end up at stuff like Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, and you realize, wait a second. The source book to the plane that isn't even in D&D is one of the good ones? The last good ones? Yeah. And that's bad. I don't know. I don't think I need to explain why that's a pretty bad sign, you know? Also, everyone is in my government. There are only marginalized and in government groups.
Didn't they try to reduce that?
What?
Didn't they try to reduce that specifically?
I guess, but under Napoleon, they all just like everyone. Hooray!
It depends. So, the thing is, if it's like 4 groups, like this seems to be, then generally it can happen. That said, it's wild that you have 3 aligning parties that are all powerful. Well, 3 aligning interest groups that are all powerful.
I mean, they're all radicals,
That's
so
like insanely rare.
The French hack box. Everyone just likes each other. Yeah, also, I'm already on Istanbul. So,
Hello.
goodbye. So yeah, that's my opinion. In terms of rules, they do different things to a degree. They all have their own downsides. But like, yeah, if we just want to go simply by support and integrity of a system, Pathfinder 2. That's not even competition. 5th edition stopped being like 5 years ago. 5th edition stopped being a system and became a product.
Ruben,
And I hope you understand what I mean with that.
Morgan.
We're good. Oh, sure. What was it? Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
I have
It
encountered.
takes a little bit to update.
I've
Yeah.
encountered an interesting bug. My public health insurance from last time is on no health system for some reason.
Maybe it's something that changed in the patch.
Maybe.
That fucked it.
Could be.
I mean, if I recall correctly, today's patch was basically just fixing the AI trade deal.
Yeah, that many hot fixes.
Yeah. And there's now actually a treaty between the Netherlands and Japan at GameStart. They didn't say what kind, but it's nice that it exists.
Ooh, I can kill the children in the mines now. Oh, hey, Poland exists.
Victoria moment.
Yeah, the Ottomans are probably like, why do they keep conquering Istanbul? Sorry.
We already did that.
Sorry,
400 years ago.
Constantinople.
Stop doing it.
Constantinople is French territory now. Ho ho ho.
It is now called Le Constantinople.
Yes. Ah.
Still wondering why Siam has such a high liberty desire, though.
So no one is doing shit from the East India Company. All the small princely states just stand around there.
Oh my god.
Anyway, they're just leaving Constantinople in the dust. Ah, and I will get a nice.
Begonia, if you want to get rid of their liberty desire, you need to destroy their landowners and their religious group, because they are providing a lot of influence since they're in government.
Question is, how do I do that? Because the only thing I can influence is their colonial affairs.
You can influence their economy.
Well, they
So
are
basically,
entangled.
build out their resources. And if
That's
the other
a-
problem, I guess, would be selling, getting them financial districts built up. So I think one thing that might work is improving the value of food on your market and letting the Big Grim company expand. So lots of rice farms and
I don't have that company.
Yeah.
You mean Siam's company?
yes, Siam's company, because you want their industrialists to start taking over.
That's fair.
Yeah, the company is not for you. The company is for Siam. It's so that you can get a favorable
Yeah, they don't want that.
a favorable interest group in your country.
Let's see. No, they absolutely do not want investment rights. Minus, I don't know, 1.1k. They're very rebellious.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be like that until you can kind of start lowering their liberty desire.
Oh, that is evil from Egypt.
Why?
They're cutting basically right through the Ottomans.
Yeah, I noticed.
That will weaken the Ottomans a lot.
Well, I'm also trying to fight Egypt just because they decided to side with Hejaz. That will help. Or actually, no, that will hinder. Sorry. Because aren't you fighting with Egypt or no against Egypt? Aren't you? No.
What?
you're fighting against Egypt, right?
I'm fighting with Egypt.
Sorry.
I'm just
I
kicking
might be,
Ottoman ass right now.
Okay.
Different war. And it's soon to be over. And then I hopefully
Yeah, mine
can
should be over.
set my...
hopefully.
yeah, there it is. Set my sight on the real price here. Yeah, the Ottomans are split in half. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's not gonna end well for them.
On this side we have Otto, and on that side we have Man.
I think most of that territory comes from liberating Iran, or sorry, Iraq, or maybe all of that territory is like one liberation goal. I think. So maybe they'll rise up actually.
More to conquer for the German war machine. So, definitely economy fixed, and now we'll keep building it up. Dun, 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 dun. How much opium are you fucking making there?
Where?
You're just spamming opium in Siam?
Yes.
God, mine just spammed a little bit. Well, they spammed some in Tonkin.
Well, I spam it. It's different.
Oh yeah, the north of Vietnam. They are producing a lot of coffee nowadays, and it's all thanks to the GDR. It's still a hilarious story, actually. Hey, actually, who wants to know the story how East Germany made Vietnam into the coffee powerhouse it is today?
I know
I
it.
already. Yeah. I think all of us here already know it, but for the benefit of chat.
Yeah, it's the question, and it was for chat. Finally, my economy is rising. I'm starting to get accumulating some build power. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting story because, see, the big problem that happened when, Germany was split into East and West Germany, and basically what happened is that East Germany just had constantly shortages. And one problem was that the workers wanted coffee, because Germany is pretty much a coffee country, and no matter how much propaganda they made, they didn't budge from, we want coffee, actually. So they kept trying to import coffee in some way, but, didn't work out. That is, by the way, why one of the few things that you were allowed to actually cross the border without paying any taxes or it being controlled was literally coffee. Back in the day, like there's a whole thing when you look at old movies and such from East and West Germany that they're like, oh yeah, visiting the relatives in the GDR, and they're like, yeah, let's bring some coffee with them, because like they were generally Western coffee makers that advertise that when you're going to visit your relatives in East Germany, bring them the best coffee, bring them our coffee. That was a genuine marketing strategy back then. That is why, for example, I think Jakobsgründung was it.
Approved, I'd say.
I think it was Jakobsgründung. That was basically synonymous with the West German coffee, like good coffee in the East. Yeah, basically, they try to solve that problem a lot of times. The problem is just, if you look at the world map and just roughly make a distinction between Western controlled countries and Eastern controlled countries, you will notice that basically all of the countries that produce coffee were in the Western sphere of influence. So trading was a problem, and they did sometimes have some big trade deals, like supplying I don't know which one, like an African country with like literally weapons and arms and military gear just in trade for coffee, because they legitimately had a problem of keeping the industry running without coffee. So in the but then they hatched the perfect plan. See, their idea was that if no one is in the Eastern Bloc is producing coffee, and most Eastern countries don't have like the buy power to import coffee a lot, let's just make one of them make coffee. And so they were like, okay. They were basically like, okay, you know what? The best thing we could do is Vietnam, because the weather in Vietnam is perfect for coffee, and also East Germany and Vietnam had like really good relations, There's a reason we have there's still a pretty big, pretty sizable community of Vietnamese people in Germany, because back in the day, Vietnam was like, hey, we need people to be trained in engineering, and East Germany was like, comrades, come over, we train you. And then, great cultural exchange and exchange of, like, again, good relationship. So, they were like, let's send down, like, millions in equipment, equipment, let's build plantations, with their equipment and engineering, and paid for that. They gave them, the first plants to plant, which was not even like the, a high quality one. It's a pretty standard one, but they were like, robust and had good yields. So,
is it Robusta or?
It was Robusta, yes. Because yeah, they literally just wanted to have, for the GDR, this was more about like, let's get coffee rolling. Let's think about the rest later. So what happened is, they trained the Vietnamese, brought like billions in equipment down there. Like they built the whole coffee industry of Vietnam from scratch. Before that, Vietnam, produced tea and other stuff. They had maybe 1 or 2 old plantations, but those weren't the thing anymore. So yeah, East Germany just built it all. Here's the thing. Coffee plants take a while until they have their first harvest. Like a decade-long growth time. So this was genuinely a long-term investment. And the GDR had, in the meantime, to find other solutions. Like, they, for example, did stuff like, oh, hey, how about we stretch the coffee that we have at home? This mixture tasted bad, was unpopular, and literally blew up coffee machines. Wow. But also, so the deal with Vietnam was made, I think, in 1983. You can do the math what happened in those 10 years with the coffee plants growing. And keep in mind, the deal was they built all of that, and for I think 25 years or so, or longer, East Germany would get half of it for a super reduced price. It was the deal of the century. Big harvest and a new industry for Vietnam, and the GDR just got their coffee for free. Then the GDR collapsed. And Vietnam got literally a coffee empire and became the second largest producer of coffee in the world for fucking free. They had to give anything away of the harvest. They had everything for themselves. Whoops. Who could have known that 10 years later the GDR wouldn't be a thing anymore? That was a fumble.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. Big whoops. History. It's fun. Oh my god.
I am absolutely coated in dog hair right now.
What happened? I mean, I think your dog happened.
I've been giving Ginger plenty of attention ever since you started your rant about the GDR and coffee. So that entire time, it was just pure attention giving to Ginger. And even now, she is upset that she's giving me a death stare. She's upset at stop, but also it's not necessarily that. It's more I was doing it in order to distract her because she's thinking it's time to eat. It's not time to eat yet.
And I
She's
thought
upset because the GDR fell.
it was more like looking like, Daddy, why are you manifesting virtual destiny for the United States and not manifesting more belly rubs?
I think she wants me to manifest her dinner.
Manifest dinner. Oh my god, that would be such a great, one of those old propaganda artworks, just drawn manifest dinner.
Oh, by the way, I made new batches of ginger beer the other day. And
Why did you juice her into beer?
I have to. It's part of her diet. But anyways,
stop milking dogs.
I need to. I feel like there's a lot more pulp in it than I expected there to be, which means that I'm probably.
What do you expect from a fucking dog?
I think I'm overdoing it with the amount of ginger that I boil for the cooking step. But
yeah, probably.
Boiling her?
Sure.
I'm sorry, it just doesn't stop being funny.
No, you know what? I understand the joke and the funniness of that. I somehow got into brewing ginger beer, and yet I have a dog named Ginger. Neither of which were directly related to each other. It's purely coincidental.
That's what they all say. Okay.
I would say maybe
Also,
blended if it's chunky.
It's not really chunky. It's just that there's a decent amount of pulp. There's a bit more
There's
pulp than I
particulates.
expected. That's all.
You can
Maybe-
filter it. Like,
I
you have a
did
coffee
filter
filter? Oh, you did already?
I did
Oh,
filter
okay.
Yeah, I filtered it quite a bit.
What do you filter it with? Just like a sieve? Or...
I have a small mesh colander that I use.
Maybe use a coffee filter. That'll
Um,
probably get all of it, mostly.
the thing is, you want some of the pulp.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you can
do,
still add
because
it back.
That's where some of the ginger flavor is from. And if you take out too much, then some of the yeast, you end up with problems with the yeast staying in as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you want it to be ginger beer, not gingerbread.
Yes. Although with the leftover pulp that I had that I didn't end up putting in there, I probably could make gingerbread.
Ooh,
Not actual gingerbread, but bread made of ginger. I don't know.
she will be baked, inshallah.
A worthwhile experiment.
It's so funny that it's called gingerbread, but it's actually
It's not even a ginger flavor, too.
yeah. I mean that is because
Ice. Yeah.
yeah, it's the thing. Okay, do you know what the traditional word for gingerbread is in Germany?
They don't.
One of them. It's Pfefferkuchen.
Yeah.
So pepper cake. It has neither pepper nor is it a cake. I mean, it's baked at least, so it's
Close enough.
close enough, and it's sweet. So you know, but yeah, that is because spices were peppers, and similarly, ginger was also just spice to a degree. Language, it's interesting.
Yeah, but back then everything was pepper. Literally everything.
So you're attacking
The world was
off-brand
made of-
Brazil. Ruben.
Oh, the Zanji. Oh.
Yes, it's off-brand Brazil. That's the Brazilian flag, just slightly different.
What's going on with Brazil?
No, Zanji. Look at the flag of Zanji. I said it's Maravi. It's off-brand Brazil.
Sanji, the cook?
Kinda.
Kinda. Maybe it also has a smoking addiction.
Let me check if its population has
Oh yeah,
nutritional
apropos
tobacco.
smoking. So so there are now some studies coming out about vapes, and turns out, especially one-time use vapes, or the ones that you can't recharge and such, are more toxic than normal cigarettes.
Who would have thought?
And do you know how they are more toxic than normal cigarettes? Because there's fucking lead in the vaporized liquid. Yeah, they're just giving lead poisoning to people. Like, what is going on here? Like, I mean, okay, fucking lead. Is this going to go down in history books where people, decades later, historians look at it as like, yeah, so Gen Z was actually just like that because they all got lead poisoning from vapes. Like,
Although that is an interesting thing because it means that the what do you call them? It's interesting because their whole messaging for vapes was that they were less unhealthy. They were less unhealthy
I mean,
than the
okay,
cigarettes.
there are two things I want to point out about that. That's true, but also
Lena paused, so
Okay,
probably there's a reason, right?
Real briefly, does anybody mind if I enter into a defensive pact with Sweden because they offered me a treaty?
not
Nah,
really.
That's fine.
That's
Alright.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
fine.
continue.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, back then, I know the thing was just like, oh, you know, it doesn't contain all the harmful stuff of cigarettes. And they're like, that's true. Let's just ignore the fact that these things, and this was already proven years ago, are addiction machines. Because the thing is, it was never, like, every replacement product that they said, oh, this might help you quit, is just there that you keep, that you stay on nicotine. Because the tobacco industry doesn't care how you get nicotine as long as you keep consuming nicotine, because nicotine is insanely addictive. And vapes, you know, the thing was, vapes are suddenly considered, oh, they're less unhealthy because, you know, they don't have the tar and shit inside of them. And also, you can flavor them. You know, we just went back to the whole menthol cigarette thing. Also, you can just concentrate the nicotine. So, oh wow, what was this again with children being especially prone to getting addiction if they start smoking before, you know, they hit adulthood? I really wonder why the vapes were pushed so hard onto the market and turned a whole new generation into smokers again.
Big Addiction had to get their fix.
Yeah.
And fentanyl was killing too many people.
God damn it. It's like,
Yeah. It was so bad our drug users stayed on heroin.
God. It's so fucking funny. But like, yeah, those were already things where I'm like, vapes aren't good. Because they're like, here's the thing. If we talk about drugs, I do think we can look into what do they provide to society. And the thing is, for example, marijuana is something that doesn't really make you addicted. Has actually a lot of benefits for has a lot of benefits in terms of medical appliance and like even heroin and morphine and such have their medical benefits that, you know, one should look into maybe having some form of legalization because, you know, but nicotine just makes you addicted. There is no benefit to nicotine. So yeah, that was already like a thing. You know, aside from the fact that they were hiding behind the fact that they are basically like, the thing is, they're an untested product that Big Boats Co. Wow. Yeah, they were like an untested product that aerosolized stuff that you know, inhaled into your lungs. Like, cool. There will be long-term stuff, and it's kind of insane that they were just allowed onto the market without any research because, you know, we know what happened, and now it turns out that, you know, a bunch of vapes just produce more harmful toxins than normal cigarettes. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, here's the thing. I knew there was something, you know? I didn't expect it to be this bad. Like, that's the thing. I knew there was something bad with vapes and there needed to be regulation. Obviously. I did not expect fucking lead. Lead! And again, vapes were designed so children started smoking. That is the reason they exist.
I mean, we've put lead in our water, so I wouldn't really question why we put it in everything else.
I mean, you also had it in everything, but like we then banned it because it turns out lead isn't good for you.
I mean, even the Romans knew.
I mean, we ban it too. It's just that every time we do, someone finds a new, more inventive way to put it in someone's body.
The American lead addiction can't be shackled. You just want more sweet lead, which is actually sweet, yeah. Actually, sweet lead is true. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I'm got quite a busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave at 12 for me. So it'll be 1 for you guys.
Okay. I mean, I also probably will get up tomorrow, but might meet someone. Who knows? But that's still I will probably still getting hammered this night. So, hooray! What the fuck, Russia? Anyone wants to fuck up Russia?
What do they do?
They joined the war against Sardinia Piedmont for protectorate. Again, does anyone want to join fucking up Russia? Hey, Agonia.
Nope.
Too busy in India.
I said I leave it to you. Ruben said he's
Also,
busy.
I said too busy in India.
Okay. Zep?
I'm still focused on buying out a Russian-American company.
I guess I just have to do it myself then.
Kinda.
Also, I think I've got the glitch where what's it? Cyanide. It's the bloody. I can't remember. Suez fucking Canal. That's it. Yeah, it's. I still get the glitch where, like, if once it's built, it doesn't actually show the path through, and all my troops and everything will go around Africa instead of going through the canal.
Because it isn't built yet.
It's not built yet.
Yeah.
Is it not built? Oh, okay.
No.
I thought it was. But I actually still got that same glitch in single player, so it's still valid.
Well, now that Russia.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah?
I would. I'm.
Yes?
Never mind. I was going to offer in exchange for the war goal for a Russian-American company, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it'll break or not. Also, I don't want to have to. It's a free annex, basically, to buy it.
Fair
So-
point.
Now that Russia's busy, I might take the opportunity to pounce on Belgium. That's fine. Oh. Okay. Ready? Force play. And Orgal, return state Flanders, primary, and return state Wallonia, primary. There we go.
You're taking away my power block member.
My rebels.
Technically true.
Technically true. Oh, Hamcuts! Thank you for the follow, by the way. Damn. Just saw it now. Sorry that I didn't react earlier. Okay, yeah. I think I might just don't have a big problem here. Oh well, I need engines though, so...
He's still over there. Huh.
Okay, so let's censor 22 then.
You have interesting
For
problems.
God's sake, fuck up this game every time they update it.
Kinda. Seems like it, at least for you.
So... by the way, I've been thinking about a few things, and like, while we have motor industries and such, I do think to a degree, they should definitely add maybe a few more industries in general into the game.
Yeah.
Like, for example, even up until the end of World War One, they still used a lot of horses in Europe. That's just something that maybe should be in there as part of
Even into World War
something.
II.
What?
Even into World War II.
Yeah.
Even into World War II.
Yeah. Like, that's literally what the like a lot of economies were built upon. So
That's how we know they're fake.
horses aren't. Oh god, H Bomber guy, what have you done to the image of horses with that one video? Ba-da-da-dun. Yeah, there should definitely be a few more different industries, I would say. And I do think at some point they should maybe break up the gold mines into actually, jewel mines, silver mines and such, because you need silver and stuff for different things,
Yeah.
not just because.
Yeah, what I was also thinking earlier, could be could be interesting to have like typewriters as a sort of a mid to late game good for use in things like government administration and pop consumption.
True,
Because it was something, yeah. That, like,
Typewriters
it's-
are,
you-
yeah. Like,
You could argue that you could put it into telephones, but that requires electricity. And the thing with typewriters, they don't require electricity. And I don't know for sure. I'd have to check, but I think they came before telephones. So that it's
no,
it's a sort of-
typewriters were.
yeah.
Let me just check. But you know what? You know what definitely needs to be made? ink. The ink industry was so important.
Wait a second.
What?
Make it affect. Could involve it with dyes as well. Too.
Don't worry, next week I'm up again.
Okay, yeah, I didn't do shit.
No, I did.
What happened?
I did stuff.
The first.
I'm Barra struggling for control of the Zollverein. Apparently.
First commercial typewriters were introduced in 1874, but did not become common in offices in the United States after the mid 1880s. So yeah, they were a thing. They were a thing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like for telephones, you do need electricity, but typewriters you don't, and that's what I'm thinking. That like if we have like government administrations and universities just use paper all the way through, and then government administrations at the last stage they use
I guess you
telephones
could
all of a sudden.
change.
Yeah.
You could change electronics building, electronics factories into communications factories.
That's true. I mean,
yeah.
it would actually
Well,
make
I
sense
think-
that. Can I say that they? It would actually make sense that if you're going up in the bureaucracy, tech parts, that you would actually need at some point to, the consumption of typewriters, because those were like so essential in streamlining bureaucracy. Because you didn't need to write shit by hand anymore. You could just typewriter ASMR, I guess.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, like what I'm thinking as well. I think electronics factories are fine, but have like a mechanic like you could even have more stuff like have like light bulbs as a thing from electronic factories. But
I mean, it's a.
then
Then we really need to be like, what is more granular? What is too granular? What is actually interesting?
but
yeah.
It's not what I'm necessarily for. It is something that could be worth exploring as an idea, but then maybe have something like a more mechanical thing for typewriters, and I don't know, like have a separate factory or a separate production method for another type of factory for like for typewriters, and maybe for like other types of home goods of like home machines.
Yeah.
This is also when you start to see like the gradual mechanization of the household. Like it's still very early, but like the late 19th century is when you start to get more and more machines and mechanical tools for household use that changes households like fundamentally for the first time in thousands of years. Basically, for the first time since agriculture, pretty much. So you get sewing machines as well. You get all sorts of. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe like you said, maybe things like light bulbs is too granular, but some form of like more mechanical consumer goods, and that can also go in like other.
You could just streamline that into household appliances as an end consumer good, because
Yeah.
The anti-German league with the trade unions. No, you don't join the anti-German league. Don't. I have a good relation with Super Germany.
I feel the power struggle to take control of the Zollverein. Oh well. Maybe next time.
What happened?
Things.
Nothing. It's just prestige.
Ah,
Like apparently, I think like my prestige was 15% higher or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not building much in terms of prestige. I needed to change that.
The Anti-German League has formed. Like I got the Anti-German League disbanded a few years ago finally, but now they're reformed because you overtook me, and it's just the petit bourgeois. But the petit bourgeois are powerful. But they're in opposition, so we'll see how it goes. Am I still? I have the glitch again where you click on the rank thing and it just the rank button and the thing it just immediately disappears. Okay, on the ledger the ledger button works, but click on the rank button does not. It's annoying. Yeah, our prestige is equal, even though your GDP is like 7 times mine. And your population is almost 10 times.
Yeah, that will get better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the number 2 producer of precision tools, designer clothes, and Krupp guns.
Not
Neat.
yeah, technically, because my
Yeah, nobody else is making Krupp guns.
yeah, I'm building a new.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so similarly, like I don't have a company that does precision tools, so that's
What is
also...
another good mandate to pick?
Good mandates.
Yeah.
Is there something that gives you more companies?
I
Yeah.
have that already.
Oh. And I'm working towards stylish furniture.
Well, I could do market unification. Trade advantage within Power Block. That would be useful.
I need to do a land invasion onto the Amazon, because apparently there's no longer any border between the occupied territory I have and like the heart of the Amazon.
Can't you see there's a line and you can't cross it?
Yeah.
It's the line.
I can definitely see it now.
Oh my god, this has been my fucking Vietnam. Just fighting in India non-fucking stop.
I mean, you have something to do. Now,
Just constant
the game
fighting.
is too slow. There's nothing to do. Oh, I have something to do. It's like, come on.
What? No, it's just in terms of like it never ends because the time is so slow.
I mean, yes and no.
We'll get there eventually. And I have good news.
Hey, Gossip Girl, how you doing?
The Belgians are dying.
Belgians are dying. So why is no one defending?
Because you haven't sent anyone to that front.
I
Just right-click on the thing there.
yeah, no, I did send one. It's just stupid that they didn't.
We had that last stream. You know it by now.
I dislike that they not automatically defend anymore.
I can get behind that.
I would like it if they would, like, if they're in that defensive, if they're stationed in the HQ, if they would automatically move to a front line that
Yeah.
hits that HQ. I like the fact that there's a thing there. Or maybe you just make it like a toggle.
Like they could do some stuff
yeah.
there.
But I mean, who knows what they're going to change with the with some of the updates in the future, especially regarding like naval invasions. I mean, I don't know if they'll change it per se, but they might have to change something for it when they change boats.
Yeah.
Morton.
Yeah. Grinded Grand Blue Relink. Oh, I remember, which one was that again? I mean, I finished at least the Neo grind today, so Saturday is gonna be good. We're gonna build that armor set.
Yeah, I played Relink all the way through, but I didn't like play post game for very long because that just wasn't what I was there for, sadly. But
Yeah.
it was a fun game.
I just, keeping up with games is like one thing. There's gonna be so many soon. Like, as I said before, like, I am interested in Borderlands 4 in September. Like, there is the System Shock 2 remaster came out. What's also still this year? Forgot.
Belgians aren't dying fast enough.
Damn Belgians, why won't you roll over and die?
The Belgians keep replenishing their manpower.
That is, yeah, I mean, you want to conquer them.
Yeah.
I can see why they keep
I-
replenishing their
yeah.
manpower to just not have the Dutch in the country.
Yeah. I mean, it just means that we'll have to keep going until there are no more Belgians.
Ah, that is a normal thing to say by very normal Dutch people.
There will be Netherlandians then.
We will continue until Belgian.
Belgian. Oh no! Oh no!
I can confirm that's not the first time I've heard that.
Why is our humor so dumb? Why are you not rebuilt yet? Why are you not rebuilt yet? Okay, I am slowly invading actually Russia now, so good. And Russia. And Sardinia Piedmont has not changed colors yet. I am not happy about that.
Ruben,
Yeah.
you said you wanted part of Venezuela, right?
Not right now,
Okay.
but yes, later on.
By the way,
I'm
Zep,
not dealing with 20 fucking wars at the same time.
Zep,
Yes.
would it be okay if I grab Chile as a protectorate?
Chile? I don't care.
Good.
Antofagasta, Alto Paraguay, and Paraguay are mine. And yeah. But anything south of that can be yours.
There we go.
Finally, that thing is over. Oh, thanks a lot. You now left. You removed. You removed my mandate creator. I dislike that. Damn, Dynam is
Ruben.
doing well in my
Yeah.
as my subject.
Do you care if I take Zulia?
I do.
Okay.
Zulia's basically why I'm invading.
Okay.
Now I just need to get Luxembourg annexed. Oh, shit.
Haiti is embargoing me. What?
Yeah. What reason would Haiti have to dislike the French?
I don't know, but he's
Yeah,
smoking
do
the
you know?
biggest pipe. What? Yes?
Haiti won't be embargoing you for very long.
Ah, you're grabbing them. I was almost asking if I should do the hong hong.
Don't worry, you can have access to you can buy their goods from me once they cease to be.
We are talking so normally about splitting up the goods of a black nation. Most normal talk to ever talk. We're definitely not playing good people. Okay, you know what then?
You know, Ruben, you could have just gotten involved in my work and just done it at the
So
same
I
time.
can just do it this way.
Okay.
Ah, shit, that's a problem.
It was you can't go over 40, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah, yes, I am fixing my economy. Fixing the economy. And the DMP bond is giving me a bunch of money. I am very happy about that. Like, here's the thing. Why should you fix your own economy if you can just conquer other people and let them pay for it? So yeah, how is everyone doing in chat? Yeah, everyone new that joined. I know I asked this question before. So just yeah.
I am seeing my fare.
Okay.
How are the Ottomans still a major power?
Well, the
They've
only
probably succeeded with enough of their.
No, they're permanently the
Bonuses.
sick man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they haven't been beaten enough.
I mean, they're stronger now than before, but still.
Long work can be. It can be exhausting.
I believe it's almost Ruben's time that he.
One more hour.
No, it's not an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll see what we do afterwards. Probably yapping. As usual. wait. Play games so intensely you start to hate it. You ever play games so intensely you start to hate it? I feel like I know that, but I don't remember which game it was because I probably started liking it afterwards again.
I wouldn't say that I hated it, but it was if I were to if I were to identify something from that, it would be Siege. Like I had my fun, but I think it was more. Although it was probably more of I grew to hate the community.
Yeah. What? I mean, I like the Oracle games, but holy shit, playing Oracle of Ages 9 times over the course of 2 weeks. That I wouldn't be able to stomach that. Yeah. Oh god, I love Oracle of Seasons. Ages I'm still playing technically. I played Seasons back then, but like yeah. Yeah, it's. Yeah, that's like that's understandable. I mean, sometimes there are also just some multiplayer games where I just like I don't want to anymore. I mean, sometimes it's a natural thing, but I don't think this is usually a hate break. It's sometimes just yeah. Usually something like an update ruins some stuff for us, Stellaris is like the obvious one, where it's just like there was the one update and nope. That just sucked.
My progress party consists of the trade unions and landowners.
Huh.
Oh wow, that's
Oh, the landowners have a reform and the trade unions are moderates. That explains it.
What the fuck happened there? For the code generator, it just had generated what I needed. Whoops. Yeah, that's a big whoops. Big whoops, actually. Yeah, when it comes to Tuscany is eating into the Papal States.
I have seen Tuscany doing more, like being more active recently. Just in general.
Conquer Romagna, Tuscany protector. Yeah, Tuscany wants to protectorate the Pope.
Gotta keep the Pope safe.
It's the Pope.
Protect the Papa.
God, now
Anything
I'm.
more like
Every,
Chicagoan, like what's it?
yeah.
Another accent. The Chicago accent. What's it called again?
The Chicago accent.
Just Chicago. Okay, that yeah. It's not like Chicagoan or something. Or
Get it going.
If you take too long, you're going to be Chicagoan.
God. It is still very funny that the Pope is now from Chicago too many pizza jokes. Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. Everyone was hoping for pizza bala, and now we got deep dish pizza bala, and the jokes are great. What are you doing there, United States of America? Rio Grande and Veracruz.
Nothing safe for work.
I mean, he's uniting the states of America.
I guess. Remember
Canada.
Our American country.
Canada has emerged as a rising power in Canada. Australia. Except South Australia is still independent.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Well, not independent, but like they're not part of Australia. They're
No, they will
completely
be part of
ensconced.
Australia.
Yeah.
They still federalise.
Yeah, it'll be. It's just funny.
The threat is real.
Now I need to work off my interest somehow in that.
Okay, yeah. Oh my, I still remember, did I play a game so much I started to dislike it?
For me, I think that probably some of me. What usually happens is I will play a game a lot for could be anywhere from like a few days to maybe a couple weeks, sometimes longer, and I will just I will play it a lot or even no life it. But then at one point it'll just be like I'm not interested in playing it anymore. Not that I hate it, but I just don't feel like playing it anymore. I start playing something else, and then I don't touch that game again for could be months, could be years. But that's just how I do it like every game.
I was like, I know at least Agonia was burnt out on Souls-likes after Nioh 2. You're still very excited for Nioh 2, but then afterwards it was just like, nah, not touching the DLC, it's just too much. So now I'm playing for Nioh. Yay! But at least Nioh 3 is only now coming, so regain some of that enthusiasm. But also upside, Nioh 3 is good.
Yeah. Nice.
And like, I mean, important thing I will always point out, the biggest part that Nioh does above all the other Souls-likes with character generators, they have a muscle slider. So, just reminding everyone, muscle slider for girls. You can make buff girls. You can make buff yokai girls. That's like, it's like, oh hey, yo, you can decide on your horns. Like, oh yeah, you can make, normal horns, a bit more spicy ones. You can have antlers, and it's like, ooh, demonic antlers. That's actually fucking hot on girls. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I will be very normal when we get to Nioh 2. I tell you that.
I'm gonna step away for a few minutes to feed the dogs. I'm
Oh,
pretty
now
sure
you're-
I'm fine to go for a while. So, yeah.
Realized today that Nioh 3's style swap system is a version of Stranger of Paradise's job system. Hey Claire, yes, that's not wrong. It's different. It's definitely similar, but also I would say it's just also a lot more extreme. Like, yeah, right. The base idea was definitely in A Stranger of Paradise, now that I remember that. But hey, Stranger of Paradise was one of those games that somehow got made because they were like, hey, do you want to try some more RPG stuff out and also do like the best Final Fantasy tribute game that no one will play aside from a few sickos, and we will be saying this is the best 7 out of 10 game ever. And it was. Like, holy shit, did that game deliver? But yeah, but yeah, no, it's yeah, it's like it's simple. You definitely saw this was a budget title, but it was like one of those budget titles that people really wanted to make, and like yeah, that just made it really good. And now you just sit there being like, damn, we need more Stranger of Paradises in the world. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played Wulong, so that's that, but, okay, where's Los Altos? Oh. I don't think I should, get into that treaty. They wanted to... that is definitely in Zeb's conquering path, so... I also will be back in a second. Nothing should happen.
I'm back.
Hello. Yeah, I just left.
Ah. I have acquired Alaska.
Nice.
Now I don't care about Russia.
Stylish furniture is stalled out because I need to produce more furniture. I'm losing money again. What else is new? But for once, it's not even my on me. I think. I would actually be positive right now, but my biggest expense, which is more than twice as big as the second one, well, not counting construction, but yeah, even counting construction, my biggest expense is still subventions.
Yeah,
I'm paying
my biggest expense, up until recently, my biggest expense was the diplomatic pact I have with China. I was spending like $50K to send liquor to China in exchange for being allowed to build in them. But yeah, no, I've reduced that cost by by building a bunch of food industries in my country.
Yeah, food industry is good. I like food industries.
They're pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, if I wasn't paying subventions, I would, even with the interest, I would be making quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's wood, small arms, paper, and liquor.
Have you been tracking what's been going on in Indonesia?
I've seen a couple of a couple of wars.
You see Big Brunei?
Yeah. They
Okay.
took over Sambas, just one little state that's now Brunei, West Borneo. Other than that, it's just what they started with. North Borneo is just their starting state. I'm waiting for Luxembourg's autonomy or Liberty Desire to tick down, so I can get them.
You should, as long as are they not a
They're a personal union, but I have nationalism. So once,
Yeah.
well, no, I don't have nationalism yet, but I've got it. I'm researching it right now. So once I have
Yeah, yeah.
nationalism, yeah. But by the time I get nationalism, they should be low enough for me to turn them into a puppet.
yeah, and once they're a puppet, you can just annex them by doing the formed nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like because I've been able to like Dirty East
It
Indies.
is weird to me
Liberties-
that a personal union can't be used to form a nation. Because
Yeah, I-
literally, your head of state is head of both states. So
Yeah. I get it, but at the same time, like it is like head of both states, but it's not like you're still independent, and of course, like it is still a separate country,
Yeah.
and it, yeah, I mean, like otherwise you could be like, like Hanover and Britain had the same head of state briefly until Hanover was like lol no women, but otherwise you could theoretically have Hanover unify with Britain, which no.
well,
am
they
back.
couldn't unify with Britain because of the cultural separation. But like, so for example, the personal union between Sweden and Norway, like that would make sense. You've got the personal union, and you've gotten Denmark. Scandinavia time. Like that kind of thing. It wouldn't say like, oh, it can transcend the boundaries of what should exist.
Yeah, I think I would probably not enjoy Wolong. Like, I hate games where you have to parry all the time. I think parry is kind of
Overused?
it's overused, and also it's a very cheap way of it's the same thing as the whole stance lock on circle thing from like Ocarina of people are like, oh, Ocarina of Time had such a great combat system. Like, no, it was just slow. It felt methodical, even though it was very, very simple. That's why I like Neo. You can actually play proactively, and you don't need to parry. Like, you can parry, but you don't, and that's good. I dislike parries. And Sekiro is good though. Like, Sekiro actually nailed a lot of that stuff. So I'm not shitting on it. Like, I think you can actually make good parry-focused games. It's just, it's hard to pull off, in my opinion.
You could even say that making a good parry game is a dark prospect.
I guess. Okay, now. Damn. Yeah. Also, Claire, if you didn't hear it, I finished all the farming, so tomorrow we're gonna build that armor set, and also, I will answer your question of, is it actually sensible to forge armor sets in Neo? And the answer is yes, because Neo is actually a well-designed game where crafting armor is a very valid and good strategy, because the game is designed around that. despite the loot drops. Interesting.
Why the fuck is Charles Dickens a Tory? This
Had
timeline
enough.
is cursed.
Actually, that is okay. Should I just say why you can forge armor in Neo and why it's good?
As far as you can understand it.
Yeah. So there's this mechanic called soul transfer, meaning if you find an armor set, you know, from jobs that has a better armor rating than the one you have right now, but you like the armor, you know, set you have that you forged, you can transfer the defense stat and such from the better armor onto your current armor set and level it up.
Ottoman's an idiot, are at it again.
Nice! Ottoman and Egypt, they're just constantly beefing here.
Yeah,
Let's beef
Ottoman's an
over
idiot,
this.
are at war. Oh, must be a year starting in 1.
Oh, the Ottomans want Adana, Aleppo,
Yeah.
and Lebanon.
Not even Diyarbakir. If they do this, then Diyarbakir will be an Egyptian exclave.
Then revenge, I guess.
What is going on?
Yeah, they're like, okay, if no Europeans are coming to fuck up our borders, we'll do it ourselves.
I guess. But yeah, that is how you level up your armor. And this is why it stays relevant that you and that you actually should start building your own armor. Because the armor set bonuses are really good. Yeah, I get that. It's just, yeah, no, they have pretty good things. They have some pretty good mechanics in Neo, and I feel like a lot of that is being lost if you don't look for them. Which might be a bit of a problem. They should probably point this out better, because it's like literally you have to go through all the stuff in the blacksmith. The game just doesn't tell you that, but still, it's there. And that's pretty good, in my opinion. Because, like, that's actually such a good answer to the, you know, the loot stuff. Like, yeah, you still build your own things. Yeah, you still, but you can still forge stuff, and you can level it with, you know, getting loot, and that's good. So other games should maybe also look into, you know, leveling up weaponry, or, you know, trading it upward, because sometimes, you know, that's just a good thing to have. yeah, gonna do that tomorrow, and then we will just go do some more stuff. What are we getting dragged into? Oh! The Mapuche are acting up against Chile this time. So Argentina is not interested in colonization, I see. Well then, that is gonna happen.
Why was the Dutch East Indies? Oh, Flemish mass immigration to Virginia. I'm really sorry, Zep.
Yeah. I'll make do.
Dutch East Indies offers us war gold, regime change in the diplomatic against Sulu. What are you trying to do? Sulu. Dutch East Indies is trying to make Sulu their protectorate.
Uh, I am going to annex some of Sulu. Sulu. I can only ask for one part of it, so.
Sulu Luzon? Or Sulu proper?
Sulu proper.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free.
I'll get Sulu Luzon another time.
What I could do, let me see. War goals. Conquer states, Sulu. I could ask for them to take. I could ask Sulu Luzon and then transfer it to you.
I'd appreciate that.
Let's see, see if this will where they'll accept this. Yep, they did.
My charismatic offensive planner with nearly 50k troops lost against 6k Swiss.
Oh no.
Somehow.
Again.
They do be mountains.
I mean, yes.
Do you know how prepared the Swiss are for invasion?
It's just so
They
weird.
do not fuck around.
And experienced defensive strategists. That explains it.
Especially in the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to say though, I'm kind of happy that our current corner of the city now got actually pretty good in terms of what you can do, for nerd stuff around here. Like, we have now finally we have an independent GameStop anymore again, so you can actually buy used games. Like, but also they have a really good, like a really solid PlayStation 1, 2, and especially 3 selection. Like, if you like those, there's also a bunch of Xbox 360 games. So maybe I will go through them tomorrow. So who knows? I generally looked at a few games and was like, I wish I had the money for that, because, like, for example, I mean, there are some fun stuff. Like, for example, I thought, if I grabbed Mario Kart 64 and 7. 64 is not, it's a bit more expensive, but 7 is like $10, and I could even get it twice, so I could actually play it together with Agonia locally. Because that's the thing, I do want to play the Mario Kart with her, because I never played 7, and I heard 7 is actually pretty good, so... They are sadly so dead, and the fact is that... Like, I cannot say that despite all its problems, holy shit did GameStop hold up like the whole used game market in Europe. And it sucks that they are gone. But yeah, at least we have a store again, so yay. And apparently it's going pretty good in terms of business. They were like, oh shit, people are actually coming here because, you know, how's it called? They were like, oh shit, we are like the only store like that in the region. So let's go there. And yeah, that's interesting. Also, like, you know, literally around the corner, there's a hobby store for like Warhammer and Magic Gathering and stuff. So like, yeah, I have everything in walking distance that I need to live.
That reminds me. So I've been unpacking moving boxes, some of which have been packed for like 15 years or more. Finding stuff that I haven't seen in years.
I was like, when did you move?
Yeah, these are stuff. These are boxes that have been with that have been packed for like several moves ago. Like so sometimes just like, you know, I'm clearing out some of my room. I'll put some of this stuff in a box, and then we'll sort it out later. And then we never did, and then suddenly it's 20 years later. And sometimes it's other stuff that I did have.
So your life is 28 years later, but for boxes.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, so now I'm finally like going through it bit by bit and clearing up. And what I found, let me see. I put it in the TTRPGs channel because I consider it magic. I completely forgot that I have no idea when or how I got this.
Let me
But
see.
this.
Ooh, 4th edition Magic Gathering. Damn.
It's a little book. It's actually it is relatively thick, although it doesn't have thick paper. But like, yeah, I haven't looked at it, or I haven't read it, but I was like, oh hey, look, that's when did I get this?
I mean, I think I still
this
have
must have
my.
been in 1995.
Yeah, I mean, the oldest I have, and this is like, you know, still old. Like I have 8th edition around, so
Yeah, like
that's where I started. I'm old.
I have a deck from around 2010 or so that somebody put together for me. But this, like I said, I have no idea when or how or why I got this. Somebody must have probably given it to me, or maybe I found it somewhere, like a thrift store or something. I don't fucking know. Somewhere in the mists of history. But yeah, I have like a mid-1990s Magic the Gathering guidebook.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's CEX? It's probably like a British chain, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, we don't have any shades like that. No one built them, so yeah. That's that here. We just be
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
actually
Start-
yeah.
Start the chain yourself.
If you have the money, sure.
Where do you see leverage again? Where do you see
Portugal?
the... Yeah.
Leverage is
Yeah.
right, yeah.
You go on to the see. I think there's two ways that you can see it. Click the power block icon, and it'll show which ones you're starting to have influence over.
If you look at Portugal, in the information tab, it's the third one on the right.
Oh, okay, wait. It's the first one on
On the information tab, if you just click on Portugal.
information. I mean, diplomacy, right?
No. And the information tab, the leftmost tab,
Yeah.
on the on the right, but you rank minor
ah,
power.
there.
Power block,
There,
it
there.
is.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I do intend to take Portugal's colonial holdings, and maybe if I can swing it, I was thinking of puppeting them. But I'm if you want Portugal proper, and I'm willing to leave Portugal proper alone. But I want their Southern African.
I'm currently
holdings.
working towards that, yeah. Because the thing is, I can't actually make them a protectorate because it would just instantly put me over 40 infamy. So, whoopsie. So yeah, you're gonna riz Portugal up. The baguetterie riz.
Zep, you want Dutch Luzon? What is now Dutch Luzon?
Yes.
Is there anything you would want to give me out of the goodness of your heart in return?
Thinking. You want Puritini?
Puritini? Let me see. What was Puritini?
South part underneath Brazil.
Yeah. No, but I'm looking at what does the province have? No, maybe no. Nah, fuck it.
In that case, do you want me to steal Borneo for you?
I mean,
Or sorry, Brunei. Yeah,
Brunei
North Borneo.
shouldn't be really a problem. The big problem in Borneo would be Lanfang because that's still part of Qing, but we'll figure that out as we go.
Yeah.
But, opportunism is all well and good, but I'm not gonna hold on to
No one is interested of doing something against child labor in this country.
The children want
Friends.
to labor.
The children yearn for the mines.
Where did this come from, actually?
It's actually more recent than I.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It was a thing in Frostpunk.
Yeah. Let me see because it's.
If you're fine with that, then
Yep.
I'm fine with it.
Also, interesting thing I saw on social media the other day. There was an old book from the 1700s, German book, where with the old print way, someone made a heart with a V and a 3. Emojis go way back. Okay.
Okay, they're now my puppet, and now their autonomy needs to tick down again. and then I can annex them. So not yet. Yeah, it says here like the earliest verifiable instance of the children yearn for the mines was only from 2022, and it's about Minecraft.
I mean, yeah, that makes actually sense.
I kind of want to say that it kind of feels like it should have been around a bit longer than that, but that's just the thing with many things.
Mm-hmm.
But this is according to Know Your Meme, which you always take that with a kind of a grain of salt.
Yeah, but they also can be pretty accurate. So
yeah, depends. Like they're for things on like Twitter and such, yeah, but on Tumblr, anything that comes from Tumblr, they are like really bad at actually doing research on Tumblr. So there's lots of stuff that they're just wrong about. Also, I have laissez-faire.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, I'm getting the sorbs.
Oh, and I'm actually. See this?
They don't like how holy the Roman Empire is.
Yeah. I'm actually making money. That's nice. My greatest expense is subventions, but what is this? Islands versus what? Wang Prabang? What is happening? Hold on.
okay. Okie dokie. Oh wait, you're really the Holy Roman Empire now. I just noticed that. Welcome back, HRE. With the fucking Hohenzollern at the head. Okay, can I ask a question? Why is it called the Zollverein, not the Hohenzollverein?
Question.
Because they didn't want hose.
What?
No hose.
Oh god, that I don't know if you made it better or worse.
Yes.
So, I am basically monopolizing the wine industry in Portugal now. They can't build grain anymore, and they have to import it from me! Or somewhere else, but me! Let's get the leverage. Wait. Big boat! What are you doing here? Why are you...
Where?
No, stop gaining leverage over Portugal!
Who?
Zep!
Why not?
It's not
I've been doing it
yours!
since the beginning of the game.
No! I'm only seeing you now!
I've been friendly with Portugal and like doing deals with them since the beginning of the game. You just haven't been paying attention. You can always overpower me. I'm not active. I'm letting just my private industry do stuff there.
I shall.
If you want to invest that much in Portugal, you're welcome to.
I will. It is for the French to take.
Also, on that note, I'm probably going to head.
Okay.
Okay.
Next time, see what happens to Portugal.
Portugal is like, currently... Oh god, you know what? I know what I will... you know what I will do? It's that picture of, the small boy between the big Ara sisters. Use A, friends, like, hey, Portugal.
I do want to get their Southern African colonial holdings, so I'm gonna if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna start.
I can't do anything against that.
Okay, And give me a moment to just before Ruben will head. Portuguese Mozambique. Where is that? That's doable. Make primary. Can I grab? Portuguese South. Oh yeah, and the Sunda Islands. Actually, that's more important. And that puts me at 38 infamy. So that will be it. So I will take everything on the east coast of Africa and the Sunda Islands, and I will deal with the west coast later. Yeah, Ruben wanted to head, so we should probably
Yeah.
wanted to set that up before we left because it's
And we do that. Okay. Cool. So yeah, have a good night, Ruben.
Okay,
Well,
see you guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
have a good weekend.
Everyone else, what shall we switch towards after this?
Good question.
Yeah.
I can hang and yap for about half an hour. I've got to go do something.
Oh, okay. Then we should definitely start the yapping. So no, probably no.
Well,
okay.
half an hour I can stay in, yeah, but not much longer than that.
Okay, you all have to go.
Well, I will be awake. I will be in text chat, but not no longer.
Okay, I mean, if Seb is leaving and you're leaving in half an hour, then I think we could just end this here.
Yeah, if
For
when I end
today-
it here, yeah.
For today, this sounds good. So everyone, we're not going until 4 a.m. this time. Ah,
Apparently someone just unpaused and paused the game, I think.
no,
Why did I get an event?
I don't know.
Sometimes they can fire after like a minute or after like a thing, just because it doesn't. It depends on if the event waits for ticks or not, and sometimes the AI takes a moment to send an event that will send a thing that they were going to send. It's unclear to me, but there have been times where events have fired while I'm paused.
Okay.
And this is in single player as well, so.
But yeah, then we will just end it today here. That was a small one. We're not gonna go overboard. Everyone have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. We will probably see you. I will probably see you all again, most of you again tomorrow for more Neo in the evening. Because this is just a week of Neo, I guess. Maybe the next week as well. Who knows? I'm just fired up to go through Neo. So yeah. Have everyone a wonderful evening and weekend ahead of you, and stay safe, stay healthy. Sorry, this one is a slow one, but yeah, next time the big showdown against who will get Portugal first. So have a good night, everyone, and see you all around. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.